What we're seeing there, in terms of recognizing a body, even down to the feet,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to do that without DeepX. $800 to do that,
Yeah. And under $50, our solution.
under $50. Hello IPXers, we are here at the very world famous, BK, hang on, I've got to do the introduction. We are at the very world famous IPX studios because we are with BK from DeepX. Now the reason why I say very world famous is because back at CES, I did an interview with BK's CEO from DeepX and 126,000 of you have watched that video. When you have 126,000 people watch a video, you get comments. You get comments and you get questions. Now, we thought, DeepX and us, we thought we'd get BK on a video to answer the most poignant of those questions because otherwise there's no point having comments. So we, rather controversially, put in our thumbnail, end of the GPU. Oh, disaster. That's the first thing that caused complete and utter disarray. Incredible new NPU redefines edge computing. Real-time edge computing for under $50. That's what we went with because that's what we heard from Lokwan. We now have BK from DeepX who's going to answer, and we're going to rattle through these. Thank you, BK, for coming on the call with us. So first of all, we had Henry Cage, 9657. Henry points out that the demo shows DeepX's 25 TOPS chip as more powerful than its competitors' 2000 TOPS. Henry says this looks good. This looks too good to be true. How is this possible, BK? Go.
It is so possible. First of all, thank you for having me today. But
Our
to
pleasure.
answer this question, the bottom line is that our company focuses on vision AI inference. So when it comes to GPU, it targets more on general uses, including training and inference altogether. But our company spent 5 years highly targeted to the AI inference, which is like vision AI inference. So we achieved very fast image processing speed as well as the exact same level of AI accuracy. There are hundreds of confidential information behind of that, but the bottom line is we spent 5 years to develop this one to make it better than the GPU.
Excellent. And then John Williamson, 8624. The price point is interesting. However, they need to scale it up to compete with many of the growing competitors. Memory and the number of trillions of operations per second. How well does the NPU calculate geometry compared to a GPU? A lot of applications need both. Lastly, in most cases, you need at least 12 gigabytes of memory to do anything significant. Let's just answer that first question. Memory and the number of trillions of operations per second. How well does the NPU calculate geometry compared to a GPU? Over to you, BK.
In terms of NPU versus GPU, NPU specialized in neural processing with very specific applications. But still, again, GPU is more for more general uses, including training. So as long as the application has been deployed in edge device, GPU is not needed for inference. That's it. This is the first answer.
Right. So there's actually a physical and software difference between those two things just for a start. That's basically the answer to the question, isn't it? Yep.
Right.
Okay,
right.
good. And then lastly, he says, in most cases, you need at least 12 gigabytes of memory to do anything significant. Would you like to answer that question?
Yeah, that's quite wrong. So to support AI processing, we designed LPDDR embedded into our model. So, and also we optimized DRAM access. So the memory size is quite enough. When it comes to vision AI inference, normally the maximum size of the memory is less than 1 gigabyte. But we still support more. The maximum memory is 8 gigabyte. This guy mentioned 12 gigabyte is maybe is not for other usage, but the vision AI inference, normally the maximum memory is 1 gigabyte, and we support that. And also, I want to add one more. In terms of scale up, DeepX offer 25 to 200 TOPS by DXM1. It's parallelly installed because it can be parallelly installed. But the DXM1 has 25 TOPS, but we have some board parallelly installed maximum of 8. So 25 times 8 is 200 TOPS. So we offer those variety.
Excellent. Good. We're getting there. The next one's quite simple. Naeem X11. Where can I buy it?
It just depends on customer needs and location, but one of the easiest way is contact us through DeepX website. But we
Through the
sell
DeepX
our
website.
product. Yes, right. But we sell our product indirectly using global distributors or module assemblers such as Inventec, WPG, WT. You can buy our chip throughout the distributors. But I just emphasize on the fact that you can buy the chip in our website. Just contact to us.
Okay. This isn't a question, but is there a development board that you can go and get as well, so you can just plug it in and play with it?
Right. So if you want to support software part, there is some program, and you can also get that program through our DeepX website.
Excellent. Good. Okay. Right. Next one. Al-XI4JK. What modules is it running? Need some tech details.
So basically, we support all of the state-of-the-art vision AI model. So there are normally there are 3 or 4 types of the vision language model, including object detection, image classification, and segmentation. When you also visit in our website, you can see the model view, and there are a bunch of the AI model that we can support. So the bottom line, we support all the state-of-the-art vision AI model.
Excellent. Good. Right. Next one. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to spell it. ACEKIA 78. Acacia 78. Please let me know this compares to RK3588 with 6 TOPS MPU, $150 Orange Raspberry Pi Ultra, and Canaan Kendrite K230 RISC-V. Good luck with that question.
Computation is very interesting, but the bottom line is quite simple. Our chip is comparable to Rockchip, and the performance will enhance if our chip is embedded into the board. So also, as long as Kendrite has a PCI slot, the result is the same. That's the bottom line. So what I recognize is that the Rockchip has an NPU. They have 6 TOPS of the performance, but our chip is an accelerator put into this computer board, and the NPU processing is enhancing. So first, our chip is comparable, and the second, our chip can enhance the NPU processing. I think that's his thought that I need to address.
Okay, I think you can only answer that question in the best way that you can interpret it. So, yes, good answer. Right. The next one, no, I'm not even going to try. Again, I don't mean no offense to anybody who knows that they asked this question, but actually the answer is more important. How much VRAM in this chip?
There is no VRAM, but it has an SRAM.
I thought that was going to be the answer. I thought that was going to be the answer. Even I could have answered that question. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some other information, but our company tried to minimize the SRAM size, and it makes our chip to achieve more small chip size, contributing to the higher yield rate and low cost. So this is totally not related to the original question, but I would like to emphasize our SRAM technology. But there's no VRAM, the answer.
That's the answer to that question. And we said we'd keep this quick going. So JA Programmer, amazing. I can see this is deployed in smart cities. How does it handle sound? Now, that's a proper question. Not that any others weren't proper questions, but that's a proper question. So over to you, Mika.
Yeah, that's very proper. So after transforming the sound into an image model, we can handle the sound in the use case of smart city. That's the answer. So we have two experiences of the customers. So upon customer request, we have done that before. Like I said, we transform the sound into the image model and it runs in the use cases. So the answer is yes.
Excellent. Good. Okay, next one. BGK A890. So, can it be used for inference and training as well, or just inference? That's another good question.
It's very simple. We focus on inference, and training is for the NVIDIA side. GPU covers the training.
Excellent. Good. I think we don't need any more on that. Back to daddies. Good. I like that. Is it about 10 times superior to GPUs overall, including 10 times cheaper? Ooh. That's what I got from the video. What are the practical applications use of it? Okay, challenging what was said in the video because you are very strong with those things. So over to you.
So in terms of 10 times superior, it's about some metric called FPS per TOPS. So when it comes to FPS per TOPS, we are 10 times superior than GPU. And also in terms of the price, it's way better. It's like almost like 20 times cheaper. I think the guy already saw the price level. NVIDIA Jetson is $899, but our chip is just 50. So it's roughly 18 times, but it's almost like 20 times. So even when it comes to price,
so the answer is it's not 10 times. You're incorrect with your facts. It's 18 times. So
yes,
there we go.
10 times superior
right.
when it comes to the performance. But the 20
Excellent.
times better than the price level. And to address the practical application, we target 6 verticals, including surveillance, smart factory, and let's say home appliances. And it's like this huge market. It's like more than $60 billion market in 2028. But the uses vary. Like for example, vision inference for robotics or like security system in smart factories. Those things are quite like use cases for vision inference, and we all cover that application.
Very good. Right, this is the last question from Colin Teresia. I hope I pronounced that properly, Colin. Forgive me if I haven't. The potential of AI technology is truly immense. However, one aspect that Lock One didn't address is the role of data and the storage mechanisms used to train their AI algorithms. As we know, data serves as the lifeblood or fuel for AI, and these systems rely on continuously growing data sets for training and fine-tuning. Unless their AI has already reached the level of artificial general intelligence, AGI, it will need ongoing refinement and updates to adapt to new world variables. Here's the question. I'd be interested to hear Lock One's perspective, BK's in this case, perspective on this topic, particularly regarding their strategy for upgrading and evolving their solution. I have a feeling his team is already working to address these challenges. I have some ideas, but further insight from Lock One and his team would be interesting.
This is a very great question. I was so amazed when I got this. So we have that issue. To address that problem, we have collaborated with the Amazon to address this challenge. So first thing first, the model trained at the AWS cloud. So they take in charge of training, but the model will be deployed as an application into edge device, and our chip is running here. But oftentimes there is a new image comes up, and the new image goes into the cloud and retrain there. So it's like whole orchestration and management of the application. This is how it works. We know the problem, and we try to address by working with the Amazon. That's the answer.
Right, excellent. That's a very good, concise answer to quite a long question about how you use data. So those summarized. There were others, but we felt some of them duplicated. So those are the questions. That's really laying DeepX's technology laid bare. It's saying you've asked questions. We made some very bold statements at CES, and they've been very comfortable, very happy to come on, answer those questions, record them so that all of you can get the answers to those questions. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. I'm incredibly grateful that you asked the questions, you 126,000 followers, you marvelous 126,000 followers. I think it's absolutely amazing that you took the time and trouble to watch that YouTube video, listen to Look One talk about DeepX. And I'm incredibly grateful that BK has come on and answered those questions in the clarity that he has and taken up the time and trouble. We will be hearing more from DeepX, and I hope you've enjoyed this first ever Q&A from ipXchange, from questions that we got from our comments on our video. Keep watching, keep commenting, and we'll do our best to keep getting the answers. Thank you, BK. You've been an absolute pleasure to be on our show. Thank you.
So much. It was my pleasure.
Good.